Okay, this is Jamie Hollin with Mike Byrd, and you're watching Inside Baseball. Right out of the gate, what we're going to be talking about, holy cow, John Ariola, the county clerk, has gotten a whole lot of trouble. You know, David Torrance looks saintly in comparison. Ariola is in real big trouble. Apparently, 20-inch wheels are the only safe wheel. I've been riding around all this time in an unsafe car.
You have?
It would seem to me that we paid a lot of money for the PR firm to do that work for him, especially if they were in charge of that peremptory strike against Phil Williams. A peremptory strike against Phil Williams, I do not understand that whatsoever. I'd almost think that was the same firm that worked for Belmont.
He was also hiring a PR firm to give him positive press in the Tennessean, and
well, that seems to be a routine charge. PR firm, good article out of the Tennessean. You know, Richard Lawson has weighed into this too because the mayor was praising some of those constitutional officers for their support in the mayor's race. Does that hurt the mayor?
I reviewed the budget hearing with Mr. Ariola, and they mentioned 3 layoffs to meet the mayor's budget. Nobody said a word, not Rich Riebling, not the mayor, said a word about the car fleet and whether or not Mr. Ariola could go from Tahoe to a Malibu. Is that what he's driving now? You know, what's up with that? Why isn't the media reviewing these tapes and saying, nobody thought to ask about this at the time? 3 people lost their jobs, and nobody stopped to ask whether a Tahoe could have, been cut to say maybe one of the jobs? How is it that a question about jobs being cut versus cars being kept can appear before the budget committee and questions not be asked about the jobs disappearing versus keeping the Tahoe?
Well, if you ask tough questions, that means you're on the other political spectrum, so we don't do that. They're not going to let me on the budget committee anyway, so they're supposed to vet that for us. Next topic, Jeff Woods. Shout out to Jeff Woods, tip of the cap. Writes a great piece on House Bill 600. He interviewed the governor. The governor said it was really hard for him to sign House Bill 600. Well, not hard enough apparently because the ink hit the paper. The inside scoop on that, I, along with a lot of other people, worked to kill House Bill 598. Successful. House Bill 600 was going through like greased lightning. I was sitting on the floor of the House with Representative Mike Stewart. Representative Casta, sponsor, said, the Tennessee Chamber and the NFIB support the bill. That was curious to me.
NFIB is?
National Federation of Independent Business. So that was curious. So we launched a grassroots campaign, sent emails to the chamber, board member companies, a national group out of New Jersey gets involved, TP's involved. Next thing you know, people are talking on Facebook, and at the last minute, they changed position. Does it matter now? No. Tennessee is permanently on the wrong side of history, and I don't think there's anything we can do about it. Joey Garrison writes an article in the city paper about the National Business Coalition about how they're trying to influence these council races. They focus on local attorney and lobbyist Dan Haskell. Very nice guy. Some of you may not know he's been the point man on getting wine in the grocery stores for the past 5 years. You may not know that some people think he's responsible for it not succeeding. Now he's weighing in on council races to say, we're trying to make Nashville a better place for business. Well, I've been looking for people that are trying to make Nashville a bad place for business and haven't found any. What about you?
I haven't found any either, but it seems like every time, we start to discuss these issues, somebody accuses us of being anti-business, against business.
Well, today is Saturday. Early voting started yesterday. Best I can tell from going around the polls, nobody cares. There's about 2,000 people voted on Friday. Come on out, let your voice be heard. Obviously, I hope you'll vote for ratification. One guy said Fairgrounds is the only reason he came to the poll. For those that haven't been paying attention, this would empower the council on at least 117 acres in this town. Made me think of one quote that came out of the mayor. Well, it's not enormous opposition.
Mm-hmm.
Well, considering the people that are going to be voting in this election, I would say 11,000 people signed the petition. That's rather enormous.
Is it fair to say then that the largest get out the vote candidate is the Fairgrounds referendum on the ballot?
Absolutely so. That is the number one driver. I'm glad of that.
Mm-hmm.
So, there's some other things we didn't get to talk about that are in below, but we want to announce a contest too, how you can win an iPad too. The rules are below, but log in, give us a comment here on YouTube. And if we get 1,000 hits on this one and the next one, on August 5, we'll announce the winner. Here there are specific guidelines. Tell us whether the Fairgrounds referendum is going to succeed or fail. Tell us who the 5 at-large council candidates are. Tell us who your district council candidate, which one is going to win. If there's not a competitive race, tell us the percentage. And the tiebreaker is the most votes cast in the mayor's race.